This show is brought to you by PPR Capital Management. Did you know there's a way to invest passively in real estate and get monthly income without dealing with tenants, maintenance, or property management? If you're an accredited or high net worth investor, you can earn cash flow without the headaches by investing in a private equity real estate fund. PPR Capital Management. With nearly $1 billion in assets under management, PPR has provided investors with steady, truly passive monthly income since 2007 without ever missing a payment. To learn more, check out pprcapitalmanagement.com/birds today. That's pprcapitalmgmt.com/birds. Welcome back to Between the Vines. I am at home today because of scheduling difficulties. And Trey, where are you at today?
Man, I'm just hanging out in Dietro Cafe. It's a little Italian espresso and wine bar in downtown Medford. So, something that my wife found, probably something on Instagram somehow. She came across it, and whenever I get the chance, I like to branch out and hit some little different areas. So, with me living in Medford, it's right down the block from me. So it was something new that I want to come check out.
Trey, so
And they sell wine.
is that a real door behind you?
Mm. Yes, it is a real door, but it has a lot of decorative painting on around it. Yes, it is a real door.
It almost looks like the door is painted on there as well.
Yeah.
Pretty cool facade. I know that is painted flowers because it's December.
Yes, but it's a beautiful, beautiful, very nice.
It's beautiful.
I can see this looking really cool in the spring and summer because they have little vines and stuff that's growing over it, and has a nice little little cafe vibe to it. It's nice. I like it.
All right, so I do have a little personal information, a little personal statement here, real quick, before we get into football.
Mm-hmm.
To my family that sees me on my podcast, to my friends, they seem to be concerned about my health because they see my teeth changing and they think that I might be heading down a bad path. This has nothing to do with drug use, no abuse here. This is all orthodontic work to deliver a healthier, prettier smile in the future. So like my nieces are checking out the pod, and then they're like asking their parents, they're like, "Hey, have you seen that Uncle Todd? Is he okay?"
Yeah.
My brother texts me and he's asking me, he's like, "Hey, the girls are wondering if everything's okay." Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, are you sure everything is okay? You look like your teeth are moving. We want to make sure that you're not. Yeah.
I'm healthy. I am healthy.
At least you have family that's checking in on you. That's the important part.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess the change was a little abrupt. They weren't ready for it, and I didn't give them a heads up. So, yeah. Just so you guys know, I'm healthy. My teeth look great. Everything's good. And Trey, we're state champs.
State champs, dude.
Champs, bro.
State champs. I mean, this was an impressive game. I think just with everything that happened going into the week. First of all, before we even get into it,
what are you drinking on, bro?
Oh, the beautiful thing about this place, when you have little cafes like this, wineries can rent the space and sell the wine into these different locations. So this place actually carries Auburn Road.
Okay.
All right, so they carry Auburn Road, and so today I'm drinking their Pinot Grigio.
Nice.
Since it's early in the day, when it's early in the day, I like to do a nice cold wine, to kind of wake the palate up. So yeah, doing a little Pinot Grigio, man.
I got you. So and I'm just starting. What I'm drinking today is from our friend Mike Costanzo at Briganti.
Okay.
I'm drinking the Montepulciano.
There you go.
Since I'm not at an actual venue today, I'm going to give a little bit of history on the grape, right?
Okay.
So from Briganti, this is the Minco Manco. And I'll tell you what Minco Manco means. A generous and fearful outlaw. It's Ninco. It was in cursive.
Okay.
Ninco Nanco went down in history, another bandit who lived in the second half of the 1800s. Before he became a bandit, accounts remember him as a farmer and active guardian of a vineyard at the time. This Montepulciano, symbolic wine of the region, is dedicated to him.
Okay.
Decisive in its intense ruby color.
Uh-huh.
Very ruby. And Nico Nanko will be stealing your taste buds. One bottle of because he's a criminal. I got
Because he's a criminal. That was a farmer. That's awesome though. I
yeah,
like
well,
when beverages have a story behind it.
yeah. So the Montepulciano de
Uh,
Abruzzo, right? Not to be confused with the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, which has no Montepulciano grape in it. It's just made in the
okay.
region, right? Okay, so that's in the Tuscan region. This is more
Okay.
central to East Coast grape from Abruzzo, right? And that
Okay.
is where it becomes its most potent in that region.
Got it. All right. Yeah, that's good.
They
That's really good.
dedicated 17,000 hectares to this grape, this variety of grape. Do you know
Oh,
what a
okay.
hectare is, Trey?
What is that? What the different strands,
Nah, I think it's like an acre.
or hectares, or is it just each growth,
Nah, I'm pretty sure it's like
each harvest? I mean, or
like a
whatever. I don't know.
European. I think it's like a European acre,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
a hectare, acre, hectare, something like that. I don't know.
Possibly. All right.
But
Something to look
anyway,
up.
cheers to state champs, bro.
Absolutely. Cheers, man. With all the drama that was going on with this team,
Wait,
you know,
the drama that was created?
yeah, the drama that was created
I
and
don't
was
feel like there was any drama here. I don't.
yeah, I don't think it was any drama. I don't think there was anything to it. I think that once it got outside of the locker room, it became more than what it was.
Yeah.
It just, it
Well,
just
we've
became a
been in a
story.
locker room where there's been drama before, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it was
Yeah,
obviously drama.
yeah, yeah. And it was just, and I think I have to say that the team did a really good job of rallying behind it and just saying, you know what, we're going to get past this, speak on it. They made sure that BG fell on the sword. You know what I'm saying? Because the
He's like,
messages
I've been
ain't,
in the training room. I don't know what's going on.
yeah. Hey, you misspoke. Everybody like, hey, BG misspoke. And that I know that was the message that was portrayed and sent out, and it just is what it is, man. I think that Jalen Hurts and AJ are leaders enough on that team to put whatever aside for the betterment of the team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, to be honest, I don't think there was and I could be completely wrong on this, but I don't think there was any drama. I think you just got competitive guys that want to get the ball and get
Hmm.
the numbers. And I don't necessarily think it has any, like, I don't feel like we're not feeding AJ Brown. I feel like he just wanted the pass game to be better. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which I think we all did. We called it a lackluster performance last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
Mr. Hertz came out at the press conference and he said, "Is that what you all wanted? Is this what you came to see?
yeah. Are you not entertained?
Are you
You know
not
what I'm
entertained?"
saying? Are you not entertained? But you could just tell. You can tell when you watch film on AJ Brown the difference between last week when he was coming off the ball and running his routes compared to this week. It was a totally different energy. And you can tell, like, you can see sometimes when there's a little frustration in AJ, the way he comes off the ball. You can tell this week he was coming off the ball and attacking passes. There was no stopping him yesterday, just because you could just tell his energy was totally different the way he approached the game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think the game also had a little more gravitas to it. You're playing Pittsburgh, cross-state rival. They're like a sneaky 10-3 going into this game. Like I saw it
Hmm.
come up and I was like, oh, I didn't realize they were 10-3. I knew they were having some success with Russell. I just didn't think that they were there. I guess
Hmm.
that's my fault for not looking into it. But dude, I just thought that we rose the challenge, dude. There was a couple things that the Eagles showed me this week is that they're multidimensional, right?
Hmm.
They don't have to, like, if something happens to Saquon, it all is not lost, right?
Hmm.
We were able to really like kind of lean into the passing game, and then also run through a little bit of adversity against a good football team. You know,
Hmm.
if there was a close game that the other team. Russell Wilson is scary in close games to me. You know what I mean? He can make a lot of things happen. And so the fact that we were able to go through a little adversity, like nobody knew what happened to Saquon during the game,
Hmm.
but it was obvious something happened because he was just kind of chilling on the sideline. And so maybe, and he did get back out there. Maybe it was just a little bit of time. I don't know how to make that not ding. Yeah.
It's all
Anyway,
good.
um, you know, we just kept pushing on and we kept getting production without him out there. Gainwell stepped in, did a great job, and I mean, dude, Saquon still had like 65 yards or something like that, right? Like he got 19
Hmm.
carries. So it wasn't like he had a super lightened load. It was just that he went out for that bit of time and we're kind of like, what's going on there? You know?
Yeah, and I think Pittsburgh, they came out there. Their whole game plan was like, all right, Saquon is not gonna kill us. He's not gonna be the one that's gonna come out here and take it to us. What we're gonna do is see if Jalen Hurts can sit out there and air it out. Now, the mistake that they made is that you have two animals out there at receiver with Slim and AJ Brown, man, and even with Calcaterra, man. When he steps in as the tight end, he is extremely. He has really taking advantage of the opportunity that he's been given out there with Calcaterra, man. He has been making some really big plays for himself out there, getting paid, man. He is really stepping up whenever Dallas steps out. But then you got AJ Brown and Slim over there at the other side, man. Dude, that's a receiving core that every quarterback should dream about.
Dreams of, dude.
Yeah,
Dreams. Smitty and AJ both had 100 this game. Just, dude, offense looked good.
yeah.
Offense looked good.
Office.
You're playing a good defense. TJ Watt's out there doing his thing, but they just, dude, I am on board. If everybody stays healthy, the Eagles are going to win Super Bowl this year.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Absolutely.
Kool-Aid fully ingested.
Oh yeah, I'm all in, dude. I'm all in. Even when I listen to Sirianni speak, and
Shotgunning the Kool-Aid.
oh yeah, when he's talking in his press conferences, and just the way he sounds right now, it seems a lot more mature, a lot more. I'm just going to tone this down, more in control of what's going on. And I'm like, man, dude, this team is going to be nasty. And one thing I got to point out too, man, this offensive line, you came out there and you went up against one of the top run stopping defenses, and you came out of there. Yeah, Saquon didn't have 100 yards rushing, but the team as a total, you finished with 131 yards rushing. That is quite impressive. That
Absolutely.
is quite impressive, man. And
Especially when you're going through that like uncertainty of who's going to be back there. That's just that
mhm,
mentality. Like it don't matter. It's us. We're going to go ahead
yeah,
and move these dudes.
yeah, we're gonna go out there and get movement. I think Lane Johnson against TJ. I thought that it was a really good battle, man. Where you got two future Hall of Famers going at it, man. Lane went out there, and I thought that he played a hell of a game. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at the box score, and you say, "All right, TJ got 2 sacks. All right, the
Yeah,
one,
that first one. I think the first one, all tackles would prefer that tight end to like force him back inside. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Try to take away his outside shoulder so that he doesn't have so much room to work. So
yeah."
that's just tough. I think Lane probably, if he had it back, he would approach it a little differently.
Yeah, I think so. I think there were a couple times, there were just a couple times where I felt like he got caught leaning. You know what I'm saying? And so when that happens, that's when they kind of take your edge and then it causes a problem. But on that particular play, like that's a tackle's worst nightmare, man. To have an edge rusher like that way out there outside of you, outside of the tight end, dude, that is hard. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
like, what
Like,
is that? That's a wide nine, right?
yeah,
Wide
yeah,
nine. That's what Babin used to play. So he's a wide nine and he's coming in hot, right? And
yeah.
basically, if the tight end doesn't hit him clean and kind of does like one of those turn things, he's basically propelling him forward faster. So like
Dope.
the tight end's giving him a boost to get around Lane's edge, and it's
Yeah.
he's
And,
not
and, and,
trying
and
to. He's not trying to. He's trying to push him and he's trying to help, but it's just
yeah, he's just in the way now. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
it's a tackle's worst nightmare to have a rusher like that 3-4 yards outside of you. And you got to get off the ball knowing that it's a pass. It's going to be a deep pass, and you got to get back. You have no help. So you got to get. And TJ got him, and the coverage was there, and he took the outside hand. Now, this is the thing that amazes me, and I love Lane, and I love Lane the way he played, and I thought he played a hell of a game. But the way we're keeping stats right now is a little ridiculous.
What's that? Who's keeping stats?
Well, somebody posted, "Hey man, Lane had 38 snaps, zero sacks, zero tackles." And I'm like, wait a minute, wait, nah, zero pressures, zero quarterback hits, and I'm like, now wait a minute, now, now I how can I say this as genuinely as possible? Know that it's not always his fault. Once something happens, that the pocket breaks down, things happen, and Jalen is still back there fumbling around with the ball. But we came up in the era where it's like, hey man, I don't give a damn how many times he hits. You block until you hear the whistle. And
Yeah.
if your man gets it, it's on you.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But it felt like because they're giving him that one sack. Who are you giving that one sack to then? If you're saying that he gave up zero sacks.
That was Calcaterra's man.
No, it's not Calcaterra's man.
No, but here's what I'm thinking: is a lot of times with the next gen stats, right? And I just learned a little bit about this, but there a lot of that next gen stats and stuff is based off of like pre-snap readings of where the RFID markers are in the equipment and stuff, right? So
Okay.
like you get certain alignments, and then like it'll take a picture of that alignment, and in that scenario, that might have assigned that 9 technique to the tight end and the Sam linebacker to Lane, right?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times if the tight end is in on a pass play or something, him and the tackle are responsible for the Sam in the end. They do their
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but no, these are local reporters reporting this. This
Wait,
is
but didn't you just say next gen stats?
Yeah, I mean, but like I'm just saying, where they
Oh,
come
you're
with
saying
these.
they just believe in what they're fed. They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, and then
Lane
you
had no
come in with
stats.
these stats, and it's like, oh yeah, he gave up zero sacks. I'm like, no, he gave up a sack, dude. Like that was his sack. But I thought that he played a hell of a game. I mean, TJ Watt is an animal out there, man, and he's gonna give anybody fits. But I thought that Lane went out there and he balled, even though when he had a chance, when he got hurt and he went down, he popped back up, got back out there on the field, didn't duck him. You know what I'm saying? And like to me, that's admirable right there. To me, that's everything. You know what I'm saying? Because if you had, if you were trying to duck him, that going when you went down, you could have stayed off the field and nobody would have ever questioned it. It'd just been like, hey man, you got hurt, and
I mean, I don't think anybody would have been trying to duck him, but like you're
I'm just saying, yeah.
If you got injured, for example, right? So let's take it back. I forget what year it was, but we're playing in Houston against TJ's brother, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think I was playing with a torn bicep, right? And I had a big brace on my shoulder. I was trying to get through this game because Evan Mathis was going to be back the next week. And so, like, he would come back in the lineup. I would leave. I would be able to get my surgery taken care of, and bing, bang, boom, right? We made it through. So I go into this game playing against TJ with like JJ with like an arm brace on, right? And it was tough. It was a battle, right? And then like I think maybe somewhere in the first or the second quarter or something like that, he went inside on me, and I was like trying to run him down the side, and I stepped on somebody's shoe, and then I twisted my ankle. And then I'm like, all right, the left half of my body isn't working. I was like, that's enough. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason here. I'm more of a liability out here right now. But for Lane in that instance, he could have been like, oh, like you're saying, oh, man, I just don't feel right. I'm not going to be able to give my best performance against TJ. He could have taken a selfish out right there and been like, this wouldn't look good for me.
Yeah, but he stepped up to the plate.
Lane being a dog, he stepped up to the plate and he said, no, I'm good. I'll go back out there. We need to win.
Yeah, I loved seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Just as an old school play, man, I love.
Don't see it a lot anymore.
No, you know what I'm saying? I love seeing Lane say, you know what? I went down. I don't feel right. Let me go off. Let me get myself together. I'm back out there. Let's get back out there. There's work to do and finish the game. Yeah, I thought Lane played a hell of a game, man. I think even, man, Landon Dickerson goes down. And then, Steen steps in, man. And Steen is nice. As a backup, man, I think Steen is a really good guard, that can step in and play both sides, And then you had at one point Makai go down, and I'm like, well, damn, hold on now. You're only dressing 7
Right.
offensive linemen, so, you mess around and have somebody else go down, man, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, dude, Steen is a starting guard in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome. We got 3 starting guards. I mean, that's what you want as your backups. You want them to be a starting caliber.
Yeah,
It's a delicate dance because as soon as they
yeah.
become starting caliber, you either got to pay them, keep them happy, or somebody else gonna snag them. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's good to see for this year, and especially in a game like yesterday where there's so many things happening, you're able to get through all those happenings without jumbling too many things. You know what I mean? Do you have any update on Landon?
Yeah, I don't know. They said something about a knee. Tell me this, because you weren't a knee brace guy.
No.
Why didn't you want to wear knee braces?
So I wore knee braces all through high school and all through college, and I had many knee injuries while I was wearing knee braces.
Okay.
MCL sprains, mostly MCL sprains.
Okay.
And so, talking to like trainers and stuff like that, a lot of those ACL braces that you wear, there's a purpose for them, but they really only like protect your knee when it's completely locked out, right? From like a collapse or pile falling into you and stuff like that. And for me, all of my knee injuries were happening like while my knee was kind of bent a little bit. And so
Gotcha.
it just, to me, when I got the NFL and it was my choice, I was like, they didn't help me at all. I got knee injuries all through high school and college. Knee braces didn't help me. So like, why would I do it now? You know what I mean? And so now that it was my choice, I just didn't wear knee braces. I know you were a big advocate of the knee braces.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer because there is that one instance that it will protect you from, which could ruin your career and lose you millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Potentially hundreds of millions of dollars. So it seems like a no-brainer. Looking back on it, thank God I didn't have any like knee blowouts or any terrible injuries. But yeah, kind of stupid probably. I mean, not to protect the investment.
Yeah, I just find it interesting because you don't see it as much around the NFL anymore. Like a lot of guys don't wear them, and they feel like it's mandatory going up through college that everybody in the offensive line has to wear knee braces. But then all of a sudden you go to the pros, you look out there, you watch a game, everybody out there just and no braces, and I just feel like, man, especially someone like Landon Dickerson that's already had a lot of knee injuries through his college career. Why not protect yourself?
Well, it becomes I mean, it becomes a personal choice rather than being told something to do, right? And a lot of people get to that point. I don't know, I did, where I was like, I'm my own man. I do what I want,
Okay. Yeah.
Which in hindsight, not smart, but like I said, I got out clean.
Yeah, you got out clean.
Also, I'd be interested. Like in college, you had to. You were their investment for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw knee braces start falling off in college now. Like you're now getting paid. You're in charge of your own investment. And if they're forcing you to wear knee braces, hit the transfer portal. You know what I mean? It's not a 4-year investment anymore. Like a little more self-agency in college now than you ever did. Like when you and I went, you were signed up for 4 years, bro.
Exactly.
Go
ahead.
I said that was like your path forward was like through that school, so you had to do what they wanted you to do, And I mean, there's a lot of other options now, and I'm not saying like I wouldn't be surprised if you saw more guys not wearing braces in college now, or harder for teams to require them to wear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or teams just not making it mandatory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because before it was like,
we'll provide if you want them, but
yeah, they're there if you want them.
But we'd rather have you here.
Yeah, but there you go, and that's it. So I think that is a good point. I think that's something that could be looked at, man. Because I mean, like you said, college is totally different now. It's like being in the pros.
Yeah.
Because everybody's getting paid. But yeah,
Bro,
man.
did you see Mike Vick in Sacramento State are in talks?
Yeah, I heard. I heard about that. That's awesome, man.
That's
That's
great,
awesome that
dude.
he. I didn't even know that he was into coaching like that, but that's awesome.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
either. But
yeah,
bro, it's like the Dion effect, right?
yeah.
They're thinking they could turn this program around. Mike's awesome, dude, and like kids will gravitate to Mike without
Hmm.
question. And then they already said they got $50 million in NIL sitting there, and I don't even know if that's a lot for a college. Probably not, but shit, I mean, you could split
Yeah,
that up amongst 20 guys and get a pretty solid squad.
yeah, you get you a pretty solid squad. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, but see, that's the problem with it. With college, you can have so many guys on the team. You got 90
Yeah,
guys, but
you
like
get
you said, you
100
you know
dudes.
you yeah, you get probably about 20, 30 that you could put some money into, and I don't know how the money is spread out though, in
Yeah, I
on
don't
the
either.
college level, but this will be interesting though. But
Well,
I wish him luck, man. I hope he does well with that.
yeah, I don't even know if it's the final thing yet, but if it is,
Yeah.
best of luck.
How how do you feel about Bill Belichick going to North Carolina?
It's interesting, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like for the run that he had in the NFL with all the success, you know what I mean? I feel like to go to another NFL team, I just don't think it would be the right legacy move for him. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I think there's too many intangibles there, and I think like it's more appealing for him to go somewhere where he will be treated like a god. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
He's gonna
absolutely.
come in there. He's gonna lift this program up. There's already a bunch of hype around it. It's like I think it's a good situation. But I mean, dude,
Uh,
I mean the college girl recruiting memes and everything. It's hilarious, dude. It's
no,
like right
and,
on time.
and I think that Bill Belichick's style of coaching is totally different from what the players in the NFL are right now. So I think college would fit him a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Where he can be as aggressive as he wants and be as abrasive as he wants
I agree.
without having to feel like, all right, I gotta appease this guy, or you know what I'm saying? Because it's totally different now. It's
Yeah,
totally different now.
totally different.
You
I
got
saw this. I
Jalen.
saw this meme of him. It was funny. It was him standing by a window with like his jeans on and a North Carolina shirt, hands were in his pockets, and it just said, "So you gonna sign or what?"
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I have how many Super Bowl champions, Super Bowl rings? 7, 8. You put that in your desk in your office when you go in. That man, kids are signing right out the
He's
gate,
got all the
man.
trophies just lined up behind him. So you
I
gonna
mean, I
sign
have
or what?
Lombardis. There are Lombardis here, dude. And then he was saying that I watched him do an interview, and he was like, "Look, man, when I go to whatever college, know that it's going to be a portal to get to the NFL." And every kid right there, just from him saying that, oh man, where do I sign up? And I get to wear Jordans,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
another thing I
Yeah,
was gonna say. I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
and they got the Jordan brand there, dude."
yeah.
Uh,
Michael Jordan's coming through and checking us out. Oh yeah,
Bro,
man, where
even
do I
if you don't
sign
make
up?
it to the league, you get to wear you get to wear ones all through your career. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
you getting all kinds of Jordans all throughout your time.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
You
yeah.
even get the Jordan cleats. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I saw when those
Hmm.
first came out, I was like, man, those are sick.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
when they'll come out with the moldeds for the linemen.
No, no,
No, you
no.
linemen, if you guys want to wear these, you're gonna have to get faster and wear seven studs and get rid of the molded shoes.
Yeah, and I can't do that. And as an offensive lineman, we don't wear 7 studs. No, don't
Well,
do
I
that.
mean, that's changed a lot, Trey.
Yeah, it's changed now, but
Changed a
but
lot.
back in our day, like, hey, whoa, whoa, what are you doing? What do you have on? No, take those off. You know what I'm saying? No 7 studs. No
That's
seven
like
studs.
yeah, that's like walking around with a gun without the safety on. You're gonna step
Yeah,
on
man.
somebody's foot, and there's just gonna be
Yeah.
bad news.
Oh yeah. You step on somebody's that 7 stud to take your toenail, man. You can't be out there messing around with a 7 stud, man.
I got
As
proof.
much as we step on each other all the time, nah.
I
But
got
yeah,
proof.
man.
I actually feel
Yeah.
like my feet would look a lot better if I had gotten out of the NFL before Kelsey came in because Kelsey refused to wear molded cleats, and I feel like I got stepped on a lot when he got here.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, this game was awesome, man. Defense just keeps. You know what? You know what's interesting to me with this team? It's like every question they go and they answer it, and they answer the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, hey, we want you to run the ball more. All right, then well here comes Saquon Barkley that's chasing the record right now for all time rushing record. Which, all right, so with that, we're playing one extra game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
He's got to beat it by 17, or else it's an asterisk. Or by
Yeah.
week 17, or else it's an asterisk. Right?
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Something like
it'll
that.
be one regardless, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it'll be an impressive feat, regardless. But we're playing one extra game, and then But I think that they showed that, all right, hey, we came out here, we answered the question, we run the ball. All right, you had the question about us passing, we pass the ball. You got questions about the linebackers, you got two of the best linebackers in the game right now. You question the secondary, we got the best one of the best secondaries in the game right now. Even when you question Slay, and just say, all right, Slay, you know what? You need to step your game up. He stepped his game up. I think that everybody across the board has answered the challenge, and they are on a mission. And that's one of the things that I'm really enjoying, just sitting back and just watching the team that's just really determined and on a mission to go get this thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, yeah, it seems like the whole locker room has this, the whole feeling like this is our shot. Like, we got a shot here. We need to like do everything we have from this point until Super Bowl to hit that trajectory. And like you said, dude, every time it's like right now they're taking something from us, we give them something else. They're taking something
Hmm.
from us, we give them something else, and we just keep finding ways to win. I feel like this is perfect because when we hit the playoffs, we're not gonna have to be able to react off of what the other team's giving us. We're gonna be able to dictate a little bit more of the game,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we're gonna be hitting on all cylinders, and that's essentially what you want when you hit the playoffs. You don't want to hit your full stride too early. You want to be chugging along right as the playoffs come. And another thing that I'll say, which has me on this Super Bowl vibe,
Hmm.
look at what's happening in Detroit right now. Right?
Yeah.
It hurts my heart to see because they got so far and it's been an incredible story. But like, bro, they got like 15 guys on IR right now. 15 starters on
Uh,
IR. Like 12 of their defense or something like that is on IR. They got lost a running back again.
mm,
Montgomery, they just lost him. So like, it kind of gives me, and I don't like to see that, but it kind of
hmm
gives me the vibes of like 17 when we won. Um,
hmm
17, 18, I forget what year it was.
17. Yeah,
Yeah,
17.
when we won, there were certain injuries around the league that kind of like didn't clear our path, but definitely made it easier, And like
It helped.
watching Detroit this year was a little scary for us because like they seemed strong early on, and
Yeah.
we seemed a little shakier. But as the season's got on, they've had some unfortunate injuries. We seem to keep getting better and better. And, I'm not so concerned about Detroit anymore being that team. I'm more looking at like, Green Bay. Green Bay looks tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah. It's weird that like the scary teams on the path of the Super Bowl are from the NFC North. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm. Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle could be a problem,
Yeah.
so
100%. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think that, just seeing that around, hopefully everybody stays healthy in the league from here on to the Super Bowl. But I was getting that vibe where things seem to be unfolding for us a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, man. And this team, man, I like the leadership within the walls of the space right now. I like the way this team is just vibing. I like even listen to Coach Sirianni, just how he's going about his business as well, and this message that he's pushing out there. I even like he and Jalen Carter having a little moment on the sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
You
what,
know,
what do you think Clint was saying? Because everybody thinks this is a problem, right?
yeah,
Right? Everybody thinks that like Sirianni went over to say something to Jalen, and Big Clint turned around and wouldn't let him over there, and got like there was a little. First of all, coaches yell at each other because they can't hear each other if they're not yelling, right? So like
hmm hmm
whether or not, first of all, they both got headphones on, so you
yeah,
have
yeah,
to yell. They're not talking to each other through the headphones. The headphones
uh-huh,
switch off. They're yelling at
yeah,
each other so that they can hear each other. Like, there's
Uh-huh.
just so many like misconceptions of sideline activity and stuff. Like, bro, the best thing about this is we have an intense, young, hungry coaching staff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I see when I see the sideline antics. And I didn't like all the celebrating and yeah stuff that Sirianni was doing earlier, but dude, he's toned it down and maybe
Mm-hmm.
I've allowed it a little more because it's who he is and it's the energy and it's the youthfulness of the organization and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
People need to quit thinking there's a problem whenever there's an intense moment on the sidelines. This is an
It-
intense team. They're trying to do
yeah.
an intense thing. Like they want to
Yeah.
see history. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I listened to his interview yesterday where he was saying that, when Jalen Carter punched the guy, he said when he came off the field, he said something to Jalen Carter, and then and then he went back in for another round to make sure that, like, hey, I want to make sure I put a stamp on what I was saying, but triple back hurt stepped in and was like, no, you know what I'm saying? I got it,
We're
coach.
done. We're
Yeah,
moving on.
yeah, I got it because I guess as a coach, he's the D line coach, so he was going to address it. So to me, stuff like that happens. You got a tense situation, and you're trying to make sure that you keep your disruptor, who you want to be disruptive, that you allow little things that he does that you know what I'm saying. Like I want him to be that, but don't get caught punching a guy in the face, dog. Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
but I like
Definitely fine.
the
Definitely
yeah,
fine.
that's Runyon is definitely sending him a check now. Like that's coming out of your check before you even, that's already taken out. You
Running
know what I'm
feels
saying?
good about that one. That's a no brainer. He doesn't even have to make
Yeah,
it that
yeah.
deep.
He's like, oh yeah, man. I'm going ahead and see you this fine. You're gonna definitely get fined for that. But I want him to continue to be a disruptor because
Yeah.
that's just what Jalen Carter is. I mean, like, dude, like he is like one of the best that I've seen out there, man, where he is just constantly in the play, constantly making something happen, just in the backfield, pushing guy, doing, he's just that type of guy where he gonna walk by, he might shoot an elbow or something just to let you know that he's there.
Bro,
And
he brings an attitude to the field. You know what I mean? That attitude is contagious, and people can use that attitude in their play, in the way that they celebrate with each other, in the way that they tackle. You know what I mean? Like, it's an attitude that I feel like resonates throughout the team. They might not all be as volatile physically. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's an attitude that everybody thinks of when they see that type of shit and they hear that they're like,
Mhm.
okay, that's how we're playing.
Yeah.
That's our identity. You know what I mean? And I love
Yeah,
it.
that's our identity. Like even when Slay got pushed back and he got in this little kerfuffle with the tight end or whatever, and then Q come running his little ass up in there and jumped in there and everybody. But then you see Jalen Carter, he right up in the mix too. That right there, it kind of starts that energy, man. And you got CJ, GJ in there. It just kind of creates that energy, man. And I just love the way this team is playing right now, man. And I see us going to New Orleans, dude. We just got to keep everybody healthy.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, dude, they dominated. Question for you though: you concerned at all by the turnovers? Like, here's one thing that impressed me even more. Like, we didn't win the turnover battle, but we still won the
Mm.
game, and I feel like
Yeah.
that shows a lot of moxie from a team to come back from like a deficit when it's the turnover deficit because dude, the percentages are extremely high. If you lose the turnover battle, you're gonna lose the game. So
Yeah. I think it helped that those turnovers were early in the game. Where Jalen Hurts the fumble. That one was.
I
Man,
mean,
just
that's a
get
good
down,
play.
dude.
That was a really
Yeah.
good play.
I mean, it was a really good play, but then sometimes it's hard to tell an athlete when to say like, all right, dude, all right, you got enough, get down. You know what I'm saying? But because they always feel like just one more, and then there you go.
Well, and
And
that's
then
what makes
now
them special.
Yeah,
That's what makes
exactly. That's what makes him special. And then from our interesting white, what I'm saying, when he fumbled the punt, you know, be all right. He'll learn from that. You know,
I mean,
he'll learn from that. And then the AJ Brown one, when he got tackled that one time, he kind of just like, hey man, so I'm hurt. I'm letting this ball go. I don't know if they consider that a fumble. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what was going.
I don't know.
But the ball came out.
Priorities became clear very quickly. Right?
Yeah, very quickly. Hey, that hurt. That I didn't like that. The ball is out. You know what I'm saying? But I think, yeah, hey, that hurt. You know,
Yeah.
but which should have been called one of those hip drop tackles or whatever. But I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
How you gonna call that? You know, I don't. That's such a stupid.
you know what I
mean,
think?
it's a rule that needs to happen to make sure that guys don't, because it's a stupid
The hip
play
hop
to,
thing?
the hip drop thing. But it's also hard to call because that was a perfect example of it that should have been called, but you didn't.
It's hard, dude. Like, here's the thing. I got it against horse collars too. Like,
The horse collar, yeah. But I can see that one.
I can too, but like, all right. So you basically have to treat the horse collar like a face mask, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
have a hold of it, you gotta let go of it, right?
Yep.
But like as a defender, you're taught to get these guys to the ground by any means possible. You know what I mean? So like that's a weird space to be in as a defender, trying to like learn the rules, and then they start outlawing different types of tackling. You know what I mean? It's
No.
like trust me, I don't like defenders. All right, I don't. I never have. They're always on the other side of the ball. Could be a jealousy thing. It could be I don't like them, but
Because
like
they always get their names called out.
yeah, and they don't have to be that smart. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and maybe I should be okay with these tackling rules because it gives them more things to think about other than see ball get ball. You know, like see ball get ball. Ooh, don't tackle like this. Oh, don't tackle like that. Okay, tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That
So,
does help.
I'm okay with that, but I would say that in the instance of like making split second decisions, that's a tough one, dude. That's a
Yeah.
tough one.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
if I was a defensive coach, I would tell my guys, get them to the ground. We'll deal with the penalties as they come.
We'll deal with whatever comes. You know, like
I don't want you letting go of somebody and having them run 70 yards for 6 if we could have taken them down to the ground and gotten 15 afterwards.
Yeah, I live with that, but yeah, but that's I think that's again, it goes to coaching, and I think that's one of the things that I think this coaching staff has done a really good job with this group. Because you have physical play, and I know that the practices aren't as physical as they once were. You're not going and practicing in full pads, so as coaches, you have to be really strategic with teaching. And I think that one of the things that this has shown me with this season is that you have some really good teachers within those meeting rooms that's keeping everybody tight, because when it comes to coaching, it's all about making sure that you don't let little habits sneak in that's going to cause bigger problems. So you have to constantly be on these guys and constantly reinforcing things and retweaking things. And I think that the relationship between these coaches and these players is really special right now, because you know that the practices aren't as physical, but you're able to keep making sure that these guys are coming in prepared and ready to play without all the physicality that you would normally have to get into a practice to get it.
Yeah, I mean, if your team's not physical enough at this point in the season, it's really a hard thing to switch on. Physicality, I don't think that we have an issue with physicality. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about that attitude. Jalen brings that attitude out there of physicality, of nastiness, of and our offensive line does too, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they're bullies. They're
Yeah.
bullies. Even Steen, even Fred, when they come out there, they're bullies. And
Yeah.
dude, that's another thing that just like put me at like, those were the 3 things, that put me on the wagon. Like, dude, we're winning the Super Bowl this year. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're
And I got to say
physical, we
this.
got nastiness, and we're hungry, and we still haven't played our best game yet.
Nah, that's the thing. We still haven't played our best game yet.
And I feel like the guys on offense are realistic as well. Like, they know they have it. Like, sometimes you go into a game and you win, and you feel freaking great about it, and then you're like, we are hitting now. And I don't feel like any of these guys are thinking that. Now,
No.
I think that Jalen's comments at the beginning of the press conference, he felt good about his performance compared to the week before, but I don't think he's satisfied. I think he was like, "Is that what you wanted to see? Because that's where we're going." You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's just him silencing the critics, where everybody's like, oh man, our passing game, our passing game. We need to work on our passing game. All right, cool. Well, here, I tell you what, I just went out there and gave y'all 290 yards. Both my receivers had over 100 yards, and we still rushed for 113 yards. Dude, that is a hell of an offensive game plan. I don't care whoever you are. Like, dude, and threw for 2 touchdowns. Like, that is a hell of an offensive game plan.
Yeah, dude.
And,
I mean,
and one of the things, man, like I have to say, man, Coach Stoutland, man, with what he has done with this group is just absolutely amazing. I was watching a little bit of the documentary they put on with he and his wife. I just caught a quick snippet of it. And it just made me think about, just when you look at the body of work and just what he's done with this group of guys, man, Coach Stoutland has did a heck of a job. And I know nobody needs me to tell them that, hey, man, Coach Stoutland has done a good job. But I just want to make sure that I put it out there that Coach Stoutland has done a hell of a job. Even with just getting Big Micah over the right guard and making him feel comfortable and have him step out there and be able to switch over and handle that the way he has, it's been awesome. The way see Steen come in, have to step in, Fred step in and be, serviceable when he needs to come in. He has done a hell of a job as a coach.
Yeah, I agree, dude. Let me throw this out there while we're on Coach Stout. Dude, when Coach Stout first came here, it's funny when you see coaches like first enter the NFL. You almost feel like they're new coaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just a weird thing. Like Stoutland was coaching for forever before he got to the Eagles. Like he's been coaching a long, long time. And so I guess like seeing him from his first year with the Eagles, asking a lot of questions, not really checking with us if things were okay, but like, just kind of like, all right, here's what we're going to do. What do you guys usually do? Is that, blah, blah, just seeing him like come into it and then seeing him interact with his players now and stuff, like everybody's realizing that Stoutland's one of the best offensive line coaches in the NFL. I agree.
Yes.
I agree with him. But I don't think he's turned into that. I think Stout hasn't necessarily he's changed as a coach, but I think he thought he was one of the best offensive line coaches when he got here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't necessarily think he's like comparing himself to other NFL offensive line coaches. I think he loves football. He loves coaching offensive line, and he loves helping young men. You know what I mean? Help develop them, and he cares about it a step further than just what you're doing for him on the field. You know what I mean? And it's great to see all that. It's great to see him stay through 3 coaching staffs here in Philadelphia, and that just speaks to what type of a coach he is. Whenever you're looking for, if you're ever wondering if you had a good coach or not, look and see when their head coach gets fired, if they stay. You know what I mean? You had a good head coach. If your head coach stays through, or if your offensive line coach stays through multiple head coaches, he's a damn good offensive line coach.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. And me being someone that came up under Juan and worked under Juan, and thought that Juan, and I still feel like Juan was a really good offensive line coach for me. But man, Stoutland has really done a hell of a job just over the years. And even I was there when he first came in as well. And I think that one of the things that I've just observed during his time, I think he's gotten better because he was always great at combination blocks and run blocking. I think that he has gotten better at teaching pass protection because that's the game. You know what I'm saying? You come out of college, you can run the ball all the time in college and in high school, but once you get to the pros, you got to be able to pass that thing, man. And I think that he has gotten so much better as a teacher of pass protection, and you could just see that his guys are just feeding off of it, man. And he's bringing in some really a good evaluator too of talent and saying, all right, you know what, I want this guy, because a lot of the guys that he's bringing in, he's making sure they're not bringing in offensive linemen that he hasn't put a stamp on and said, hey, this is one of the guys I want.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. He has gotten better with pass pro. But one of the things, though, that you said, like, yeah, you can run the ball all you want in college. You can hammer it away and stuff like that. You have to be able to pass pro in the NFL. One thing that he's kind of showed me, and it's kind of funny because this was my view on it. Like, once you get in the NFL, like those defensive players, bro, you're not moving them. You really need to
Hmm.
displace them. You need to use their
Hmm.
momentum against them and just kind of stretch them. And then the back kind of has to read and find a way to get.
Yeah.
That's how I always felt when there was coaches that came in and were like, "You need to move him off the ball." I was like, "That is bullshit. I need to move him right or left, and we need to find a way to get by him." You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Unless I have a combo, but
Mm.
Stout has proven me wrong, bro. These guys are moving people off the ball. They're not just displacing them or stretching them. He has stuck to his guns and he's found guys or he's developed guys that can literally move people off the ball backwards. And like, dude,
Yeah.
it is a thing of beauty to watch these road graders out there moving the front line like 5 yards back and then punching the linebackers another 6 to 7. It's insane.
Yeah. I mean, dude, and it's like, yeah, you have found guys and he has developed them. And that's one of the things that really has to be paid attention to is just the development because everybody's technique now seems pretty solid. You don't see a lot of flaws when you like, and I'm a big technique guy and I'm constantly watching technique and I find that their technique is pretty sharp across the board. And, I think that Coach Tyler, man, he has done a heck of a job, man. I mean, he's the best in the game, man. He's the best in the game right now.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. I agree with that. Well, it's exciting. One more thing I want to touch on, bro. We were questioning him last week. Mighty Leg is back on track.
Yeah, Mighty Legs back on track.
It's good to see. I feel like
Yeah.
everything is in its place now. We can
We're good.
march forward.
Yeah, the world is healing.
Mighty Leg, we believe in you.
Yeah, man, Mighty Leg is back, dude.
All right, what do you think about Washington this week? Another tough
I don't
game.
know. Yeah, I haven't even looked at Washington. I just been enjoying this win.
Yeah, we clinched. We clinched playoff. Have we won the NFC? We won the NFC,
I don't even,
right? We still
man,
have
like I don't know. Like I don't pay attention to all that. So I don't know.
I'm just
man.
trying to see like the meaning of these games left. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
we're
don't
obviously
know.
in the playoffs. I think right now we need to keep winning.
Win.
Host some games.
Yeah, just win. Just keep winning. That's all. That's all. I'm like, I just want to win. I don't know what if somebody win, if somebody else lose, if we do this, we don't. It's too much. I just want us to win. Just win.
You win out,
Let
it'll take care of itself.
And then let the dominoes fall. You know what I'm saying? Just win out.
That's what Wanda says. Hey guys, if we take care of everybody up front, everything else will fall into place.
Everything will fall into place. So that's where I am. Win.
I agree.
Well, cool, man. Well, hey, man, this was awesome. I'm about to get in here and get my little sandwich that I ordered, and then hey, till next week.
Yeah, man. Go Birds. If you like
go Birds.
Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, guys. Until next week.
Cheers.
This show is brought to you by PPR Capital Management. Did you know there's a way to invest passively in real estate and get monthly income without dealing with tenants, maintenance, or property management? If you're an accredited or high net worth investor, you can earn cash flow without the headaches by investing in a private equity real estate fund. PPR Capital Management. With nearly $1 billion in assets under management, PPR has provided investors with steady, truly passive monthly income since 2007 without ever missing a payment. To learn more, check out pprcapitalmanagement.com/birds today. That's pprcapitalmgmt.com/birds.